happen to hear like storm noises going on while I'm making this video, you'll understand about 10-15 minutes ago there was perfect afternoon lighting, and now it's just completely crazy out there. So if you hear some storm noises out there, you'll know what's going on. Hey, it's Howard Neller. Welcome back to another episode of The Listening Chair. We got a good one for you today, folks. Today, we're reviewing two products from a company called JCAT, which is the hardware division of the same company who makes the JPLAY media software that a lot of audiophiles who are into computer audio use. And today we're reviewing, they make a lot of different products. Today we're reviewing their Microsoft PC computer cards. One is their net card, which is an Ethernet card, which is 800 euros. About these days, I think the euro is pretty much just slightly stronger than the dollar, so it's about a little under $800. And the USB card, which is also at the same price, 800 euro. And JCAT is the brainchild, and JPLAY is the brainchild of Marcin Astapowicz, if I got that right. I know Marcin for a long time, or I've at least spoken with him. I've never met him. JCAT makes a lot of different type of products that computer audiophile enthusiasts use. Right now I have older versions of their USB card and their net card. I'm using their distributor for the Magic M12 switch. I'm using that in one of my audio systems, which is a pretty high-end audiophile network switch. I've used their USB cable over the years, and I'm using in my main system right now their USB isolator. So the net card and the USB card are used by people who either have a PC-based music server, they may be using it a high-end system, or they're used a lot of times for people who just use their PCs, their desktop PCs. This is what I do for my headphone system, or you can also use it with monitors, with mini monitors for a desktop system. So these are useful products that are very interesting. Let's check them out and see what they're about. Okay, so we're going to get the box open, and I see right off the bat that the packaging is a lot nicer than with the older model. Nothing was wrong with the packaging on the older model, but this is just a nice box they include. It's a little wrinkled. I think that's my fault. It was probably sitting around for a little bit, and maybe it got wet at some point or whatever it was. But we're going to open that up. See what we got inside. We have the two cards. Inside, underneath, we have PCIe brackets for mounting onto the computer. Moving over to the USB card, we'll get that open. Normally, I would wear a grounding strap or a grounding bracelet or something, but Marcin from JCAT assures me that's not necessary. So right off the bat, I'm looking at this card, and it just looks and feels fantastic. It is much more robust and heavy and well put and better put together than the old version. You can see the connectors there, the USB connectors. The USB card at least uses a state-of-the-art linear regulator and filters to eliminate noise and interference from the computer. It's a zero switching power supply design. There is a clock in here with a temperature controlled oven, which is kind of neat. I know in some versions of esoterics clocks, they use the big, freestanding clocks. They use temperature controlled ovens for their oscillators. To think that there's one in here is also pretty neat. Not quite sure how they pull that off, but I'll take their word for it. This clock is rated to be plus or minus 5 parts per billion in stability. It's a crystal oscillator, not surprisingly. And according to JCAT, it delivers the most stable timing in the presence of various environmental stressors such as airflow fluctuation, temperature changes, vibration, shock, and electromagnetic interference. There's also industrial-grade components in here with operating temperatures that are rated from -40 to plus 85 degrees Celsius, and a next-generation, low-latency, low-noise host controller. There's also gold-plated, what they call high durability, EMI shielded USB connectors, and 2 high-end USB audio outputs supporting low, full, high, and super high speeds. All lossless formats and sample rates are supported, and it's also all the Windows and Linux and Mac OS operating systems, the latter 10.14 or later, is supported. Also, this runs off the power from the computer, but for higher performance, JCAT recommends using their freestanding power supply, which is, they say, is the lowest noise and provides the best sound quality. It's a 5 volt, 1.5 amp minimum power supply that's needed here. I know from my experience that using the upgraded power supply, or the external power supply rather, makes a huge difference as far as performance. Again, this is just a really nice looking piece of hardware. It's robust, it's sturdy. You can see here's the port where you would put in the external power supply. You have your USB connectors. You have your pretty large heat sink over here. And so this is looking really impressive. Okay, now turning to the net card. Let's get that open here. This just feels incredible. It looks incredible. You can see the large heat sinks on here. Here's your Ethernet connectors, and here's your power supply connector. This thing just looks fantastic. This card has a lot of the features that the USB XE card has. In particular, though, this card is supposed to improve music playback from cloud services such as Tidal and Qobuz streaming services, and also music files that are stored on local music servers. It's also has the improved regulators and filters, which eliminate noise from the PC. It's supposed to be a true linear design, no switching power supplies. You can hear there's sirens out there. The stormers seem to level off a little bit out there, but there's a lot of sirens. I hope everybody's okay. There's also the oven-controlled oscillator in this card, just like on the USB card. There's also the operating temperature range is the same. And here you have what they say is enterprise-level high-performance Intel i350 Internet controller, gold-plated, high-durability, EMI-shielded RJ45 connectors with built-in 12-core transformers for improved isolation. There are 2 audiophile-grade network adapter ports supporting up to 1 gigabyte in speed, and an LED off feature to counteract noise. So when this is working, you will not see the lights of the RJ45 connectors light up. And again, they recommend use with the external power supply. Supported operating systems are the same. And also, this card works natively with Rune Rock. So the Rune Rock operating system. So again, this is just an awesome looking product. It's robust. It feels great. It looks great. I can't wait to get it hooked up into my computer.
Okay, so now that we've taken a look at the cards and kind of what they're about, I'll talk about the setup. And again, I'm using the older editions of the cards from JCAT in my desktop system. I have, again, the Magic M12 Ethernet switch that's going from the router into the switch, and then from the switch into my desktop. In the desktop are the 2 cards. I'm coming out USB through Mad Science Audio USB cable, an X-Duo TA30 headphone amplifier, and then I'm using a pair of Epos Audio Caspian headphones. You could also use a pair of monitor speakers if you wanted to for a desktop system, or any other type. You could use them in a full-blown high-end system as well. It just happens to be where I'm using them. My music server is not PC based. It's not compatible with the cards, but my desktop system is, so that's where I'm using it.